Hey guys, Wins here. Today I'm gonna just showcase the ZoomZoom Pathfinder lab runner that I've been using to farm currency from. I farmed currency for my headhunter in the first 2 weeks, I think, of the league. After swapping with the softcore, I have the build guide. I'm a build guide, so this is a video guide showcasing the build. It has a lot of similarities to a normal Pathfinder ZoomZoom or Lab Runner, whatever they call it nowadays, kind of build. This build has been in the game for a very long time. I remember there was like a low life variation with Pajamas monsters. They're making one. Then it was popular in Breach League, Legacy League, and then I decided to try it out this league. So a standard one before used to use Blade Vortex with Poison. Poison got nerfed in 3.0, and Jill Bishi or Nathan, he made a build guide for the pure physical Blade Vortex build, which is successful. And this is my take on it. It's very similar to every ZoomZoom build. I don't know how the tree or the gears look like, but this is my variation of it, and I do use Blade Vortex to just kill monsters with. I don't use this to kill bosses. Before I had a 5 link, but I had a 6 link now, so I'm just using it in the meantime. My take on it is that after playing Sabot Miner, I like the idea of GC mines. Like, I really like the mine play style, and pushing Zaro ASAP, and then get moving on to the next phase. So because I don't want to do a chest swap or anything, I just do a weapon swap and a +3 bow crafted with 3 Essence of Sorrow. Make sure it's Shrieking or Deafening. Probably Shrieking for cost efficiency. And then open preface, open suffix, put Katarina 8 mod on it. I cannot roll attack mods, slam it with an Excel for +1, remove it, and craft crit multi or resistance if you already have crit multi. And you use Signifier to convert the remaining into elemental damage and also gain up to 35% of fire damage. Aside from that, you use Hatred on Essence Worm, Evasion, 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 Devotos, the Griffin, Evasion Shield. So we'll just do a lab run real quick, and I'll show you what I'm doing and what I'm not doing. Lastly, before we start, the flask, you want Alchemist, J of Reflex, and you want a Quicksilver, of course, and a Stiff Knife flask. And you could put Warding here or Adrenaline here, and then put Warding here, or vice versa. I like to put Adrenaline on the Stiff Knife because Stiff Knife could use 3 times, so you have Warding more frequently. Sorry, I mean you have more speed runs frequently. So I'm gonna just go and do the Dark Shrines and all the Trap and Gauntlets of today. I haven't read too many lab today, but that's a Silver Key Door, I think. So if it's not there, it's gonna be the other spawn location. So touching on this build, as I was saying, this is my take on it, and obviously I went the full softcore route. I only have 3k HP more or less. It's been okay, you could get more HP of course in hardcore if you want to try a hardcore variant. I also was curious of how this build functions on Shaper and Guardians. I was able to kill Shaper deathless. I have it on my YouTube channel earlier. The DPS is not that bad as I thought, honestly. Oops. Alright. And then so I have Grace on my main weapon, so when I weapon swap to my bow, Grace turns off automatically. Then I use my Hybrid Flask to get mana back, and then so I have full mom effectiveness going on. And then after that, after I weapon swap back, I turn back on Grace. Turn Grace back on, yes. Now I have Smoke Mine, but I'm not sure if the Smoke Mine is 100% worth it or not. So weapon swap, press 1, lay down your mines. I'm not using Minefield anymore. I used to use Minefield and put down your spell totem. You can Blade Vortex if you want, pop out Diamond Flask, run through him, he's pushed. Or he should be pushed. If it's not push, you know, you could just keep on laying mines like this. Blade Vortex is mainly for the comfort of killing ads, like killing the skeletons, to get flash charges. And then what you want to do is weapon swap back, turn Grace back on, proceed to the next room. Pop your Jace, Sim Knight, and Alchemist every run. You could, you know, you could have like a few stacks of Blade Vortex as you run, so you could kill monsters along the way. Because Griffin gives you 15% movement speed if you kill a monster recently. But you don't use Blade. I don't use Blade Vortex to kill Izaro. You know, you get the Blade Vortex while waiting for this thing to open up, kill some monsters inside it as well. I think this is the escort quest one. I don't like escort. For the sake of video, I will skip the escort quest. Now for the crafting the bow, it's not that hard. All you require is 6 porcupine card, which I bought them for around 2 chaos each. So that brings the 6-link bow to a total cost of 12 chaos. And then what you want to do is 2 options. You could just chrome it for 4 off color. You know, 4 blue is a mandatory color because you need Glacial Cascade, Conk Effect, Remote Mine, and Minefield. Well, I thought you need Minefield. And then so it's at Minefield now, you need Crit Strikes because in POB the crit chance will be less DPS than other gens, but in the Zaro you have 1 chance, right? If they don't crit, then you have to, you know, do this again like this, sidestep and lay mines around, which is more risky. But I think crit chance is a mandatory gem now. So then, if you have 2 green, you will use Trap and Mine damage and Hypothermia. I'm pretty sure Izaro can be chilled. And I'm pretty sure their GC mines, your first hit can chill him. So that's what I will use. If you get 5 blue, then you go for LE Focus instead. Or Minefield, if you don't like Minefield, because Minefield makes his Argus a lot easier to kill because you don't have setup time for Argus. And if you get a red, you know, let's say you get 4 blue, 1 red, 1 green, you trap a mine damage for the green. The red could be in power 3 or 4, or add a fire. Either of those 2 should be fine. So in my case, I was using add a fire, but I tried in power 3, more or less the same DPS. So I'm using GC, increase critical strikes, Conk Effect, Remote Mine, and LE Focus right now. I was using Minefield prior to this setup. The thing about no Minefield build is that you have to make sure you have your 7 mines laid ahead of time because you do lay down pretty slow. Oh wow, the Taste of Hate. Alright. I'm just trying to get my Boot Enchant for my build. It's to try out Cosby's Discharge. I'm not really getting lucky with the enchants. No, well, that's not a bad one, but... Alright, so we're gonna talk over the skill tree and the gem links after this loot. So, I seen a lot of Blade Vortex builds in the past, and then, you know, they struggle. Then they don't really struggle, but, you know, they'll do like this, and they're popping all the pass up, you know, dodging around, running on a circle like this, you know. And it felt like a lot of work for me to do, especially when I was lab farming as a GC Sabo miner. I could just like instant push him, like wow, the hassle's all gone. So I combined the 2 builds together, and this is what I got. So we'll just talk about the build. The chest, you need 4 link is enough. Blade Vortex, Spell Echo, Crit Strikes, and add a fire, Conk Effect, Control Destruction, Physical Lightning, doesn't really matter what you choose. You could do a 5 link if you want, or a 6 link if you feel you need it. But I don't need this. I don't use it for bosses. Griffin is a good one because it gives you 10% movement speed, 15% movement speed if you kill recently, which you can do with Blade Vortex. Every time you enter a room, Blade Vortex a few times, face run, and pop your flash and run, right? This might kill some white skeletons. Before this, I was using Ichimonji. It's not as good as Griffin, even without killing a monster for my build. Now I just have cast 1 damage taken to the Ice Golem, you know, to get more crit chance, grace, and a weapon. Grace should be on your weapon so that when you weapon swap to the bow, you don't have to take grace off. Press 1 or your flask, and then you can start laying out your mines. I put hatred on my Essence Worm. There are other ways that you could, you know, min-max your movement speed. You could use a void out on grace and swap in the onset rings. And then turn hatred on every fight, but that's too much of a hassle for my taste. The other ring is life resist with evasion percentage. This is also a life res crit multi with evasion percentage. These two are prefix. They cost 4 KS per try. I have a phase run duration for Devotos, so my phase run lasts just 4.5 seconds, cooldown is 4 seconds, so I could almost have perma uptime on phase run. My shield is an Essence Crafted shield using Essence of Doubt. I just use it on 84 Lacquer bucklers. I got 1800 one or almost 1900, so I'm using this. Life and rest is obviously a plus if you can get it, but since this is my runner setup, I don't really care for the life and defense, and this is my kill setup. The gloves, just life, rest, evasion, not that good. The Atziri step is decent for movement speed, enchant. If you are feeling up for it, you can use the Parentis one, 7 league step. The same enchant. My bell is pretty piss poor right now. It's a Vanguard bell with life rest, just because I need a life and rest really badly. Ideally, you will go for reduced flask, increased flask duration, maybe life and rest, but those two flasks are the most important part of the Vanguard belt. Onset ring, Essence Worm hatred, I go with that. Alright, so we talk about the whole gear. And the signifier, you know, the rolls do matter. The more you got, the better it is. It goes up to 35% physical damage as extra fire damage. And lastly, the bow. So what, like I said earlier, we could do is buy Pokemon cards. I put the button for 2 chaos each. It's 12 chaos, 6 length already for you. It requires 26 dexterity, pretty low for color chromatics. You can then roll for a reduced attribute requirement, like this one here. So you make it into 21 dex instead of 26 dex. And then you could chrome it using Vorichi 1 blue or just single chrome, doesn't matter. And then you wanna get 4 blue minimum and then you get 2 green, or 5 blue, 1 green, or 5 blue, 1 red. Red and the green, they're very versatile. Red, if you get a red, go for add a fire and power 3 and power 4. If you get a 1 green, trap a mind damage. Second green, hypothermia. Ideally, I want 5 blue, 1 green, because instead of add a fire, I would prefer if this was trap a mind damage or empower, but I'm pretty sure they do the similar DPS. And getting a 6 off color was not realistic, but I just happened to get it luckily, and I just made do with it. After you've done that, what you want to do is then use the Essence of Sorrow for the +2 hole socket. Make sure it's an open prefix, has an open suffix. If you get 5 stat, you can try annulling it, up to you if you want to take the risk. But I think the Sorrow is not that expensive to get. Make sure it's shrieking or deafening, not tier 5 screaming. So then once you get +2, you will put Katarina. Sorry guys, the music. You will put Katarina's Canaro attack mods on it, and then you slam it for the prefix +1, and then you remove that mod, and then you put crit multi on it with Torah. Crit multi is the only damage you can technically use on the weapon aside from +3. There are other options you can use. You swap to like a really offensive double one, maybe like cold damage, crit multi, crit chance, spell crit, spell damage, and then you could swap in a +1 tabula rasa. You know, you could chest swap easily like this. Like I said, it's much a hassle for my liking. But that is a true min-max way. I'm not sure if it does more damage or not. And lastly, my skill tree. So I load this character as Magma Orb Sire Shard just to try to build out, but it was obviously not optimal. It was an experimental build. I will probably suggest you level as a Blade Vortex or EK Nova. And if you want to start labbing when you're high level, like at least 85, but highly recommend 90 plus if possible. I'm 92 right now. 90 is not that hard to get if you do normal shape maps, or if you join a beachhead rotation, Porjo rotation, or have friends to map with who could carry you. But I level as a Magma Orb or EK, and you could map just fine with it. So then after I hit 92, I respec the build into this. So it's pretty generic. This helps you with the resistance you're lacking, duration for your face run, for your Blade Vortex. Reflex is a huge for your movement speed. More evasion life. And then I got the Sabo for the +1 trap. I guess Volta mine this side for the +1 mine, I mean. So I got +2 mines. I could lay down 7 mines or 9 mines with Minefield. Spell crit, Snowforged, Throat Seeker, Blast Cascade, Alchemist, some AoE. If you don't want the AoE, you can just get the Heart and Soul and Mom and crit chance. The skill tree is very generic. I think the other Blade Vortex variants kind of go this way for the other duration, or the Blade Vortex and face run. Okay. Yeah, I think that is everything. What's very important for this build is levels. You need to be 85 minimum, maybe 90 plus levels. You need gems leveled. So if you're just leveling a character, make sure you have like the remote mines, increased crit, conk effect, glitch cascade, LE focus, and empower out of fire, whatever gems you're using, hypothermia, chop mine damage. Make sure you have those gems leveling on your side, on your offhand. And everything else you could just buy a 2025 Blade Vortex for 5 chaos, the bricked ones. It doesn't really matter for Blade Vortex, but the GC gem setup is very crucial. 2020s are very important. And then if you could get a 21, you don't even need a 2120 per se, but 21 is a huge upgrade for the build. So the more gem levels, the more levels you get, the better this build becomes. Otherwise, the remaining gear you see here are really budget and not that hard to get. Alright guys, that is my thought for this build. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me when I'm live or in the YouTube comment. And hope you guys enjoy the build, my take on it at least, and I'll see you guys next time.